All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Glad you're out there ready to jump in, whether it's on our YouTube channel, which, if you're on YouTube, I hope you hit like and thumbs up and share it with people. If you're on Facebook, same thing. You can like and share it with people. And then on Twitter X, man, we want to hear from you. Share it and put people out there in the know that you are watching what we're doing tonight, whether it's Texas Tech basketball, college football. The national title game does nothing for me. Maybe it's the Dallas Cowboys. They're looking for a new coach. Who's Jerry going to go after? Who do you want him to go after? Who's he going to go after? And then question of the day. Question of the day from 60 Seconds in Raiderland, our commentary. That if you are with us on YouTube, you know you get that first, by the way, on our YouTube channel. Do you want to know how much your favorite Texas Tech athletes are making? You're going to, but do you want to? Let's make it happen in three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, TheRaiderland.com, the website. Start the day there. Raiderland hot links, cool stuff from around the internet that we bring to you every day. I figure if I like it, you guys are probably going to like it. Brought to you by Domino's Pizza. It's Monday night. You don't need Monday night football, but you've got it tonight out from the desert of Arizona. Rams Vikings. So Domino's Pizza ready to go. They've got some amazing online specials this week. I think I saw this week only. I believe I saw like 50% off online pizza. So check it out. They're at Domino's.com. McAlpin Chiropractic, the only chiropractor in Raiderland for you is Kevin McAlpin. He's worked with great Red Raiders for years. He can help you out right here in the Hubaplex. All right, let's get it going tonight. All the communications brought to you by United Supermarkets. There is one grocery store in West Texas and beyond that supports Texas Tech, that puts their name on stuff. There might be another one in town that sends their money somewhere else. Now, I can tell you for a fact, United doesn't really like it when I mention that. I have no problem mentioning that. You shop where you want to shop, man. You shop where, maybe people support Texas Tech, like Sideline Provisions, Quarter Four, Raiderland Apparel, stuff like that. You do what you want to do. It's up to you. All right. But all the communications, whether you're on Facebook Live, and if you are, please hit like, share, and everything else. Whether you're on our YouTube channel, and if you hadn't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, it's easy to do. Don't cost nothing. If you're on YouTube, please hit like and share it with people. It makes my wife feel better about me not being a lawyer. And then, wherever else you are. All right, let's get it going tonight. Comments rolling in. The talking box is on. You got to be an OG, man, to know what that is. YouTube in. Jeff ready to go on our YouTube channel. That's good. And then James on Facebook giving us thumbs up. So there you go. All right. So where do you want to start tonight? Tech basketball. It's time to put up with the, hey, that was a really good game, and get some results. That's what they got to do this week. We have, I don't know. We have the NFL playoffs to look at. We have the Dallas Cowboy coach search, which, we knew it was going to happen, but we just didn't know how it was going to happen. So now, who do you want? Who do you want as the next Dallas Cowboy coach? I'll give you my thoughts on it. More intrigued on who you want if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. Jared or Jer-Odd or J-Rod. As far as the national championship game goes, I think the Pac-12 has been grossly underrepresented, and the game should have Pac-12 refs. The game has SEC refs. Thank you. The game has SEC refs. So somebody from the SEC made it. Jeff, helmet sticker to Cliff for making Baker Mayfield cry again. Helmet sticker Monday. You guys can do that on the website, TheRaiderland.com in the morning. Anybody you want to celebrate, anybody you want to say, hey, that was awesome, we appreciate it, sports or non-sports. Cliff Kingsbury and the evolution of Cliff Kingsbury, the play caller at the NFL level, and the understander of game situation was on display last night, particularly in the final 5 minutes of the game. That was interesting to watch. All right, I gotta pick my nose. I got an itchy nose. So yeah, Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay cries once again. David is on Facebook. Is this Krista's last year? Krista Gerlich, head coach of Lady Raiders. Don't know. They got to put some stuff together. I think. Well, no, I don't think. I know that Kirby Hocutt believes in Krista Gerlich, where the program is, the foundation going forward. But at a certain point, you got to put some skins on the wall. You got to win. And this team has struggled the last week and a half, really the last 2 weeks after the great start to Big 12 play with the win over Houston. How much do you put into the Kansas State road trip hangover going into West Virginia? And then TCU's just a really good team. So now they got to figure some things out. Is it her last year? I don't think so right now. Now, you guys have to understand, I've known Krista, I've known Coach Gerlich, I should say Coach Gerlich, for a lot of years, a long time. I'm close to the situation, all right? Does that cloud my judgment? Absolutely, 100%. More so than any other media member in town, is my judgment clouded when it comes to Lady Raider basketball and Krista Gerlich. Absolutely, 100%. Okay? So understand that when I give you my comments. Ryan Ivy is on Facebook. That's a little network platform we use and not drugs. Cliff to the Cowboys. I wouldn't put it past Jerry. It would be a horrible move. Cliff is an offensive coordinator, not a head coach. He's growing as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. It would be a horrendously bad move, in my opinion, to make Cliff Kingsbury a head coach again in the NFL right now. Maybe ever. I give you numerous Dallas Cowboy coordinators, not numerous, but several Cowboy coordinators in the early 90s. But I wouldn't put it past him. I would put Lincoln Riley definitely ahead of Cliff on that. Helmet sticker to my wife. January is crazy. She's keeping her family's bus on the road. You got a bus? Describe the bus. Like a microbus, like a chartreuse microbus with 11 long-haired friends of Jesus. You know, get him back there behind that suicide jockey. He needs all the help he can get. First person who gets the movie reference, I'll give you absolutely nothing, but that's cool. You got a bus? That's cool. Here's to your wife. James, helmet sticker to track season about to kick off. Start off. The sun starts throwing outside in the near future. That's better than throwing up outside. Discus shot, and I guess whatever else you got. Hammer throw. Can we do the hammer throw? Can't do it in Texas. Joe is jumping in, man. Hey, Joe. Helmet sticker to Ryan Hyatt for all the great content. Next time I see him, I'm going to tell him you said thank you. Good to see you out there down in Alabama. James, could a Gerlich job be dependent on getting Chavez from Monterey? If it is, that's a crappy way to run a program. All right? That if your entire job is dependent upon getting one player from Lubbock, Monterey, no. And let's be honest, where Texas Tech is as a program right now, if they weren't in Lubbock, they're not in the mix, okay? But Krista Gerlich is in Lubbock, and Tech is in Lubbock. And you could say Chavez has grown up on Lady Raider basketball. Really? Has she? How old is she? What, 16, 17? I don't know if she's 18 yet. She's 17 years old. In her lifetime, Texas Tech basketball, Lady Raider basketball, has not been what many of you remember it to be. So I would tap the brakes and say, you got to get that player or else. Craig, Cliff is to OC as Wade Phillips to DC. Norv Turner would be another one, I would say. Oh, gosh. Defense coordinator, Cowboys, went to the Bears. And then University of Pittsburgh. God, I can't think of it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We got ourselves a convoy. 6th of June in the light of the moon in Kenworth hauling logs. Ah, good job, Jeff. Dave Wanstead, thank you. I couldn't get there on Dave Wanstead for whatever. I kept going. Dave Garrett, which was the guy who replaced Brad Sham as voice of the Cowboys when Jerry Jones got mad at Brad Sham in the mid 90s and fired him for daring to say, "Hey, Jerry, you're a stupid SOB." Has Tech ever won in Manhattan? Yeah. As far as I know, they have. Talking about the men, I know the women have. The men, yeah. Well, certainly have. Unless you're talking about Manhattan, New York. All right. Glad you guys are out there tonight. Will the Big 12 save Texas Tech basketball this year? One of our topics. Who is going to be the next Dallas Cowboy head coach? Who do you want? Who do you think it'll be? And then we asked this question tonight. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can share this, hit thumbs up, and invite people in. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I know you can share and invite people in. Twitter, I think the same thing. Where's our Twitter people again? We have hundreds and hundreds of people watching every day on Twitter. And the Twitter comments, I know they're coming in thanks to United Supermarkets in Market Street. I'm curious where the Twitter comments keep going. I know we see them. People will comment. I know we got them. It's a mystery to me. Do you want to know? Do you want to know how much your favorite Texas Tech players are making? Football, basketball, baseball, everything in between. Do you want to know how much that right tackle is making? Because you're about to. They're about to be state employees that when, and it's not NIL money. People are going to be saying the NIL, no. They're about to be straight up paid employees of the school. That's not NIL. They're getting paid by Texas Tech, by the University of Texas, by Oklahoma State. So do you want to know how much they're making? Does it matter to you if your right tackle is making $75,000 this season or $750,000 when he misses that block? Do you want to know if your quarterback is making 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 6 million? By the way, he's making about 3.5, I think, probably, give or take, if I were guessing. Do you want to know that information? As a Tech basketball player goes to the line with a game on the line, he's at the free throw line, and he bricks it. Do you want to know whether he's a $500,000 a year guy or a $1.5 million a year guy? Will that information to you as a college sports fan make college sports more enjoyable, less enjoyable? Because you know exactly how much Dak Prescott makes. You know how much Patrick Mahomes makes. You know how much fill in the blank makes, right? You're about to know that completely on the college level. Do you want to know or not? You tell me. Michael, I want Deion Sanders because I think Jerry will let him do what he wants, but he won't leave Colorado. Deion Sanders today or yesterday talking about how he's looking forward to being the head coach at Colorado without his son there. Not that he doesn't love his son, but just now I get to be a head coach and not a dad. Get that? Understand that. Every man has his price. I think Deion still ends up in the NFL, but as much as he says, hey, I'm glad I don't have to be a dad anymore. And are you telling me that if the Cowboys came at him with $10 million a year, $12 million a year, and we draft your son, not that the Cowboys can draft him, he'll go higher than that he wouldn't go? Yeah, I think he'd go. Tech has won 6 times in Manhattan. Yeah, I thought, wondering where that was coming from. Maybe you're thinking like Lawrence. Jeff, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. People already have enough reasons to get down on kids without this. The coaches can hold themselves responsible for earning their keep. Here's the deal, Jeff. They're not kids. They're all old enough to vote. They can be in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. They ain't kids, and they're getting paid anymore. They're no longer kids. All right? They're just not. They're not kids. Don't treat them like kids, and coaches don't treat them like kids. And they're not going to do that anymore. Rick Barnes over the weekend, great comments talking about, benching a guy saying, hey, you're not doing what you're getting paid to do. Paid to do. There's no more of this good kid. Yeah, that's all over. Now, if you don't like that, understand, don't watch college sports anymore, go watch high school. But they ain't kids, and they hadn't been for a long time. And I bristled on that years ago on the Williams and Hyatt show in the 90s when people would talk about kids and this and that. You can't boo kids. They're not kids. It's a transactional relationship. Even then, even with the scholarship, even with everything else like that, I'm like, and this was after Gulf War I in particular. And I'm like, we get 18, 19-year-olds dying overseas, and you're telling me you can't boo a college football player? Do what the hell you want to do. But understand it is now even more of a transactional relationship. All right. All the money, all the more to get a CBA in college sports. Well, I don't think that'll change anything about you knowing what they're making. But yes, we need to get to a CBA. That's a collectively bargain agreement. The only way to do it, the players have to unionize. The only way they can unionize is to have one governing umbrella over whatever sport you like, college football, college basketball. There's not going to be an overall umbrella over college sports. Too many athletes, too many schools, too many programs. It doesn't work. It has to be broken out. Football, men's basketball, women's basketball, they've all got to have their own unions. Sorry, my nose is still just like going crazy. And it's not hard to understand. Hold on. Can you take a there we go. All right. So, yeah, the CBA is great. The CBA isn't why you know what professional athletes make, by the way, any more than you would know what a guy at McDonald's is making. You know what they make in pro sports because the agents want the numbers out there, first and foremost, to drive up their clients' value. And the teams and the sports actually want you to know, hey, look at what we're paying so-and-so. This is great. It's like when Babe Ruth, got $100,000 a year with the Yankees, and newspaper writers like, you're more than the president. He said, I had a better year than the president. So, yeah. Do you want to know? Do you want to know how much Baron Morton is making? Do you want to know how much Rodriguez is making? How much? Fill in the blank. Do you want to know as a fan? Do you want to know what D. Will is making? JT Toppin. How will that change how you view the players in the games? Because I know for a fact it changes how people view pro sports. The guy's making $1 million. That guy's making whatever. We're not getting our money's worth out of him. As a college fan, will that change it for you when you know exactly how much that player is getting? And when it starts to come out, now you guys are smart. You guys watch this show and you pay attention. I'm telling you, when it starts to come out, a lot of average college football fans, sports fans are going to be absolutely freaking shocked at how much the players are making. They're going to be shocked. They're going to be blown away. And again, the initial dollar contract is only going to be what the school is paying. That's not going to count NIL. They can still make NIL. That was a great point that Kirby Hocutt made to either the Athletic or one of the, and I apologize to the media outlet if I don't get it right. It was reported in multiple outlets, that they said, well, you're only going to give like 5% of your $22 million outlay to baseball. He said, well, they can still go get NIL. Well, it's the same thing for football and basketball. That you can pay your starting quarterback $3 million, he can still go get another $7 in NIL. Just because you're creating this pool of money that will come directly from the school, that doesn't stop the Matador Club necessarily, or certainly other outside agents. Any business, if you're a business owner or whatever, whoever you work for, that you can still come to a player just like, I don't know, Head and Shoulders, State Farm, Coors Light, all of them do to a guy named Patrick Mahomes and say, yeah, you're making, $70 million a year over here. We're going to give you another $15 million to advertise our product. None of that changes with the NCAA's $22.5 million outlay or whatever it's going to be the first year. None of it. So this idea that all of a sudden there's a salary cap, there is not a cap on earning by the athletes. There's only a cap on what they can get paid by the school. And I can guarantee you schools right now are trying to figure out, how do we shift our NIL collective into an outside deal that will work with other entities to bring back the NIL money from the outside. We went from the outside to the inside. Nobody did it better than Tech. Campbell, Womble, those guys figured it out. McDougal, they figured it out. They brought it inside. They worked inside, and now the regulations are going to shift. And the faster you shift your NIL to the outside, because the money you're going to get going forward to pay the players is coming from TV contracts, ticket sales, revenue like that. So what do you want to do? And how are you going to do it? Do you want to know? Do you want to know how much your favorite players make? I asked you the question tonight. All right, a few more minutes left. Jan, don't have a favorite anymore. They aren't loyal to Tech. So get your money, perform, and get replaced. Miss a free throw should cost them an amount. Do what you're paid to do, or ask them to leave. Harshness right there by Jan, longtime Texas Tech fan. Robert, I want Ben Johnson with his own GM. He's doing pretty good where he is with his own GM, but he ain't going to get a GM if he comes to Dallas because, Stephen Jones and the other people that are running if you think Jerry Jones is a GM, then you think Joe Biden's been the president of the United States for the last 4 years. All right? The people that talk about Jerry Jones as a GM, the problem is he goes out and he acts like the GM in media and comments and otherwise. Sort of like Biden. Alan, people who don't like college players getting paid are envious. Basically, a Fed, basically. Well, yeah, I think the people who don't like college players getting paid are envious. 100%. I don't know the last part. Ryan, will schools tie direct payments and or to NIL to on-field performance? Yes. Just like they've tied scholarships to on-field performance the last, 10, 15 years. I can't remember what year the scholarships became 1 year renewable deals. I think at least 10, maybe 15 years ago. And it was at will. The school could pull your scholarship. Tech baseball's done that for 30 years. So now, again, we get into the idea you're not signing multi-year contracts like you are in the NFL. So the idea of the scholarship can be pulled at any time after a year. 100%. Been going on for years. I guess a lot of people don't realize that. I understand that. That's nothing new. How far ahead is Kirby in his thinking compared to other Big 12 schools? This freaking far. I don't know. I think they have worked well, talking about Kirby and the Matador Club and how they've navigated the waters of this the last 3 years, as well as anybody, any collective, anything you want to say around the country. I think they've done a good job. Hence the reason why a lot of these outlets like On3 other places keep going to them for comments. They know what they're doing. The big change now is the big change. Now the school pays this. How do I pay the extra? Now, one of the reasons they went on a huge spending spree this year in football is because they knew they had kind of an open year before it got capped on one end. And we go from there. Timbo, I don't really want to know, but this one, I guess we should know. You're going to know one way or the other. It just is, do you want to know? Will it change how you feel about a player if they have a bad game and they're making, $750,000? Joseph, I don't want to know what they make. Hell, I've gotten mad because I once found out a coworker made a quarter of an hour more than I did. I'm human. I don't know that you're human, Joseph. Are we sure? Ben Johnson wants to bring his own GM. Well, he's not bringing his own GM. And what makes you think he's going to be great? He might be, but what makes you think he's going to be great? He ain't bringing his own GM. As long as Jerry Jones is alive and functioning, he is the general managing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Did you not see Landman? He gets to work with his friends, his family, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You got to work with my family, go to work every day with my family, people I love. And one day you'll wake up, Robert, and you'll go, yeah, I should have done that. I ain't hiring Ben Johnson at his GM. I think I know what I'm doing from socks to jocks. I do. Socks to jocks. We got 3 Super Bowl championships here with the Dallas Cowboys, the greatest fan base. We got the greatest stadium. We got the greatest everything. I don't think I need some snot-nosed kid coming in here telling me how we're going to run it. I'll tell you how we're going to run it. We're going to run it the Cowboy way. I've never been able to do it good, Jerry. I apologize. Few more minutes left. Who are the Cowboys going to go after? Who do you think they're going to get? I still say, if you're the Cowboys, here you go. Mike Tomlin. That's the Jerry Jones way. Got a Super Bowl, old coach, whatever. That's who McCarthy was. That's who Bill Parcells was. Or you go somebody with cowboy ties, Jason Garrett, or you go with a young up-and-comer like Chan Gailey. It's Chan Gailey time again. Lincoln Riley, watch out. Lincoln Riley doesn't want to be coaching at USC anymore. They really don't care if he goes. You could get him for cheap. And then Lincoln Riley. The idea of Cliff Kingsbury, I would never rule anything out. And then the other one that I would say right now is keep an eye on Steve Sarkisian down there in Austin. All Jerry knows is what's in the media, what he sees. He saw Texas win. He would probably forget that Sarkisian was part of the biggest Super Bowl collapse of all time there in Atlanta. But Sarkisian, hot name right now, winning in Austin. And Jerry, he turns on TV. Well, what about this Steve Sarkisian? Oh, and Lane Kiffin, too. Throw in Lane Kiffin. Why? Lane Kiffin. Jerry's heard of him. He's seen him on the internet. That's how it goes. Would he be an option? Yeah. Why? Guy's a substandard. Oh, well, he is a substandard head coach. Subservient to crazy ownership in Washington with Woody Johnson. Absolutely gave his entire team over to a single player and an agent. Hey, he could fit right in. He has no testicles. He has no fortitude. Yeah, I can see where he could fit right in. Horrible choice. But when you start going down the list of things that would make you want to work with Jerry Jones, I can see where no testicles would absolutely do it. Yeah. Like 2 minutes left. Tech basketball. Tomorrow, Kansas State. Big game. Must win. Must-win road game here in January. It's later than you think when it comes to that. Tomorrow morning, Tuesday's best on the website, theraiderland.com. We'll get into more of Ohio State and Notre Dame in the college football playoff. We didn't have time tonight to talk about, hey, nobody paid attention to the Notre Dame and Penn State game the other night. Why? Like 10 million fewer viewers than the previous year on the national semifinal game. Why is that? And whatever else may be on your mind. You guys are the best. We appreciate it. Go check out everything we do at theraiderland.com. I'm going to ask you to do one more thing tonight. No matter what you're on, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube page. Everybody on YouTube, thanks. Hit thumbs up, share it. Same thing on our Facebook page. Thumbs up, share it. And Twitter X, just can't thank you enough for being out there. I don't know where our Twitter comments are. I know you can get in. It's really weird. It's mystifying to me. And then we'll come back later on tonight and see like 300, 400, 500 people watching on Twitter, at least on the replay. You can share the replay from theraiderland.com. I have to hit a button that stops the whole thing. It's really kind of funny if you're my age. It says end stream. Oh, if only that were so easy sometimes. All right, so get ready. We're going to post this at theraiderland.com. Share it, put it out there on social media, and we'll see you in the morning on the website.